What's up, y'all? I'm your girl, the Benjamin B. What you watching on TV? Okay, well, I am back for another. Is this a human review? I guess we'll call it a human review. Today, let's talk about Kenzie. All right. So Kenzie is one of the Love Islanders here in Love Island USA season number 8. I must say that she is probably one of my least favorite characters on the season for very obvious reasons. And to be very honest with you, I ain't even gonna spend a lot of time talking about her. Cause if I do, I'm probably gonna be real nasty about it. And like, while a bitch does enjoy a good roast every now and then, that's not really my intention. And I don't wanna, I don't wanna be unnecessarily ugly or nothing, you know what I'm saying? So we just gonna keep this very minimal for Miss Kenzie. Here's what I will say about Miss Kenzie. So Kenzie is, I believe, I don't know, is she from Georgia? I think they say she's from Georgia somewhere. And Kenzie comes in there. She's supposed to be the country, the down home, all American, apple pie. She's the girl, that person of the season. And she comes in and she does this weird, like, I'm so innocent thing, which to be honest, I don't think that's an act. I think she kind of a bimbo for real. Like, I think Kenzie is a bimbo in the sense that bimbos is actually bimbos. Now, I won't say that she's not intellectually bright because apparently she just finished her little nursing school before she came on the Love Island. But oh man, it's she's a tough watch. She's a tough watch. She it's rough. I believe Kenzie is very adorable. She's cute if that's your type of thing, she does this really weird, like, innocent, I'm just a little girl and I don't know no better type shit. And then she's really very, very friendly with the boys. Now, listen, that's the other reason I was kind of careful on how I wanted to approach this because I understand that in the cancel culture in which we dwell these days, motherfuckers is always looking for, like, reasons to cancel people. I mean, I'm just getting started, so you hoes can't cancel me no motherfucking way. You know what I'm saying? But I still want to be nice. I love God and I want to be nice where I'm supposed to be, and I just saved my real ugly for when I got to use that shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't think in this case my real ugly is necessary. So I'm really, really trying. I'm really trying to be as kind to Miss Kenzie as I can be because I understand youth, I understand growing into wisdom and all the things. But this girl is so goddamn flimsy, loose, and easy. It is painful to watch how. Let me say it like this. If I was her parent, or if she was my sister, even if she was my friend, like if she was my friend and she was on the show and she's doing what she's doing, I think I would have to question our friendship because the people that know me and husband and homegirls gonna think I'm a hoe too. And before we even get started on this whole, women's liberation and everybody can, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Girls cannot move the same way a dude do. It just don't carry the same look. You are a receptacle, bitch. You are taking in all of the things of all of the people that get up in there real good, all up in there. It is not a good look. I would say because of Kenzie, I am now acquainted with the term French frying. I had never heard of French frying. Apparently, that is the two finger action that people utilize in place of other things that's supposed to be all up in there. Kenzie starts off the season. Now, here's where this is where I like Zach, and I think this is where Zach got me. From the very beginning, when they got up in there, Zach was paired up with Kenzie. He shot her ass to the so goddamn quick. He was like, mm-mm. He seen through her ass like a crystal clear window on a Windex commercial. He was not fucking with it at all. Turns out that boy was right. Okay, we're gonna put that right there. But she gets paired up with Zach. Zach ain't feeling it. He stayed on his little red bubble. He ventures into the room with Bryce and Kata. Kata ended up picking him, and they've been rocking ever since that point. So from there, she was very upset and offended that Zach wouldn't want her of all the people. She went and told some boy. She was like, "Oh, he said he's never been with a blonde." Like, bitch, everybody don't want no motherfucking blonde girl. And so after that, I'm trying to think, when does she pair up with Corbin? Oh, so there was this other weird little thing that was going on between her and Sean. I should have talked about Sean. He left so early. I guess it don't really matter no more. But I will say Sean was fine than a motherfucker. He was the dude that came in with the first crew. I think he was there. He was a police officer, and I think he was the same age as Bryce. I think him and Bryce were both about 30. But he gone, so I probably won't do no video talking about him. It ain't really a whole lot there to discuss. But I will say he was fine as hell. We know that. We remember that. Okay. So when Zach decided he didn't want nothing to do with her motherfucking ass, Sean was single because at the same time the person he was paired with was Miss Beatrice. Beatrice had decided that she didn't really want to do this right here, so she stepped on her red bubble. Her and Gabrielle started rocking, and so he was rocking solo too for a little minute, right? So you got Kenzie and Sean. They was kind of solo. And so as soon as Zach had moved on, she was like snuggling and canoodling and sucking face and kissing and all of that shit with Sean. Now here's game, recognized game, right? Peep this. So I think Sean was just kind of in there, right? Now I imagine the tensions is a little high. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Everybody in there is delicious and gorgeous. You conscious of all the 5 million cameras that's shining on you. So I think Sean was just going along with the motions, right? Now, if they had to recouple and it was his choice, that's my dog, y'all. If they was trying to recouple, if they was gonna recouple and he had the choice, he probably would have picked her so he wouldn't be single. He could have stayed in the house a little bit longer. But I started peeping Sean too, right? So Sean, he would kiss her back and he would make her the little breakfasts and all that little stuff, just basically because he didn't really have nobody else to do it with. But I could see him and how he was interacting with her, right? It wasn't like she was like, oh, we have good chats. Like she just seemed like she was just so enrabbled with Sean and just all the things. And I think he thought she was cute. Like, honestly, we cannot call the little girl ugly. She's a gorgeous little girl. She's cute as she can be. I think if her value system was a little different, she would probably be more beautiful to me, but that is a very personal opinion. And I don't, but Sean, even though he played that game with her a little bit, he wasn't really feeling it. Then we get to Corbin. Now Corbin comes in the house. Now remember, Corbin finding motherfuckers. So everybody is all over him, right? When Corbin gets there, I think his choice would have been pretty much between I think he was saying Melanie and Kenzie was probably gonna be his main choices if it was up to him. And so Melanie, she locked in with Sincere. She ain't going nowhere. That is what that is. You're gonna have to observe her from afar, bro. And Kenzie seemed to be into him as well. Now I'm trying to think of when was it that because I can't remember. I think Kenzie was paired with yep. She was paired with Corbin at first. So right, so she ended up getting paired up with him. Then we get to the bombshell little thing when they was in the bed. Remember I told y'all about all that pain and shit. That pain has started some real problems up in that little building. But they get to that competition and then Caleb comes in. And so from that little situation, she didn't even choose to be with Caleb, honestly. Everybody thought that Caleb was gonna be her type because when she got in there, she was screaming about how she liked cowboys and she liked the down home dudes with the big old pickup trucks and all that type. Girl, child, Caleb came in that motherfucker and she just could not keep her hands and paws and knees and elbows up off Corbin, which okay, I understand. Like that's not necessarily just the wrong thing, but she wasn't really feeling Caleb. Now, she then gets into the couple with Caleb because America is like, oh, we want to see Kenzie with her type, right? So they pair her up with Caleb. She entertains the idea a little bit. And she kissed him and all that kind of little stuff. It just irked my soul. She was moving exactly the way Sincere would move. So if Sincere was a girl and if Kenzie was a boy, they would beat each other. You feel me? It's really sad and it's a little embarrassing and it's kind of gross to watch. Now there's the other part about that. The other part is not so much having the connections and meeting up with the people and maybe not even just kissing them. I'm really grossed out by all the kissing and sucking face. I don't know. I just ugh. That's not my stilo. I think even if I was 2 pounds and 12 years old, I don't think I would be able to go on to the Love Island just because of how much these motherfuckers got to connect their faces and shit with other people's faces. So that's just a personal opinion. But I mentioned it to say I don't really see nothing wrong with the kissing part of it. What really kind of gives her the bad energy? No, I don't say bad energy. I think what really gives her no. I think what really leaves a bad taste in the mouth about Kenzie is how when she be getting into bed at night, she be letting these boys French fry her. Like you just gonna let all the motherfuckers in the village just French fry you? Just everybody can just touch that thing and just rub up on it and smear all on it. And like, bitch, do you know if they wash their hands? Like, how's no don't nobody see no problem with this? Now here's the other thing. The boys actually clocked that. Now, this was the same time they sent Gabriel home. So the girls chose Gabrielle for being too lustful. The boys started to choose her ass, but they decided to send Soul since Soul wasn't really in a couple with nobody. Which rationally that kind of makes sense, but all the boys was clocking Kenzie and was like, I don't know. Like maybe she here for a love connection, but it don't feel like she here for no love connection. And even if she is here for a love connection, like what dude is really just checking for a bitch that let all the other dudes rub on their vagina? I don't give a fuck how you slice it, ladies. That shit's a turn off. It just, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Also, with her and Corbin, now I feel like they went all the way, and I believe that could be why she harbored such a hard disconnection from Corbin. She was very salty with him when he took his ass to the Casa Amora and came back with Parmita. She was very upset. She was upset up until the day this motherfucker left, which happens to be last night as the time I am recording this video because they had the little karaoke thing and Corbin and Parmita was voted off the island by their fellow house members. So his ass is up out of there and you could see Kenzie like celebrating like her spirit was doing splits. So Kenzie is, I don't know, she's a very acquired taste. I think that if you enjoy somebody who is slightly absent minded, I don't know what word to put right there. If you enjoy somebody who is slightly absent minded, but fun to look at, and not that great with speaking, then she's gonna be the player for you. Or if you a family member or a friend of hers or a motherfucker she went to school with or something, then you probably rooting for her. I think Kenzie alongside Anaya could be my least favorite Islanders when it comes to the girls. The other thing, and I try not to do this because I know everybody else is doing it, but I did notice some of the undertones with her and just how she interact with Corbin and Sean versus like the level of respect or some shit it seems that she has for Dylan. Oh, she's coupled up with Dylan now, and she was coupled up with Caleb at one point, and she seems to just be way more I don't know if it's more respectable. I'm not really sure what it is I'm feeling, but I got a feeling like with Sean and with Corbin, I think she wanted them to like pick her up by her throat and like slam her on the floor or some shit, but in a good way. I don't think I think that's what she wanted. But see, what scares me about shit like that is, do I have to even say the name Emmett Till? I don't know, y'all. Kenzie is still there. I don't know how. They actually won the competition last night for the karaoke. That little performance was really good. Her and Dylan did a good job. Dylan is unlikable for me too. I don't know. They're not that interesting to me. But they did win, and so because they win, they got the karaoke king and queen crown. So now they stuck in there, but they was in the bottom three. Child, I sure wish they would have stayed in that bottom three and them other house members would have lined up behind their ass. No, they should have lined up behind anybody but them and sent their ass to the crib. It's not legitimate. Kenzie is not legitimate. She's not there for no love. And I have to respect that, I guess. But and really people can do what they want to do with their asses. It's your business. And I don't think anybody has a vested interest in it. But it is really sad to watch that in real time. And then these will be the same bitches that'll get on somebody's internet, talk about how they've been abused and manipulated and how they was touched inappropriately because they didn't want to be like, but did you rub your ass in that motherfucker's crotch on your first time you had met him? You had just rubbed your ass on his stomach a little bit or something. Like, we have to have some kind of decorum if we're gonna demand respect from these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all, I digress. That's just my little take on Kenzie. I'm sure it's some people out here that she will be the heroine of the year and probably an island favorite. For me, it is not the case, and it just is what it is. So I got one word for Miss Kenzie: horror. That's it. That's all. All right, y'all. I'm your girl, the Benji B. I'm finna go find me something else to watch on TV. I'm gonna catch y'all later. Bye.